my name is Ryan Lane, and welcome to my review channel. So for today's review, I will be discussing Munich, Edge of War. And anyway, so this film centers on two government officials, Hugh and Paul, friends who Paul is a German government diplomat, and Hugh is a British government diplomat. They met together in Oxford, and due to some political disagreements, they sort of fell apart. Anyway, this film sort of details their efforts to help the British government in essence, take down Hitler, and sort of revolves around a treaty that will be signed regarding Czechoslovakia border disputes, and basically how that just trying to give in to avoid war isn't a possibility. So I guess, if the best way to describe this film is sort of uneven, because the first half of the film, it basically just feels like one large fetch quest. Like, people are going from place to place. It's like, oh, I have to deliver a message there. And it's like a character will give a speech, and it's like, oh, I have to now go deliver a speech there. It's like, I have to wait on the phone and then run to another building and deliver a message. And it doesn't feel very compelling. Especially since it keeps our two main protagonists like split apart each other from the very film. And I say that as a complaint because once our character, the titular conference, actually comes into play, and the Paul and Hugh characters actually get to interact as the film become interesting. Like Hugh, especially Paul, he is a particularly good character. He has an interesting turn of heart that is kept mysterious up until the very end, and when the revelation is made, it makes a lot of sense. It's really good. Hugh, he's alright. I mean, he's acted well enough, but I feel like his writing feels a tad thin. A little bit. Jeremy Irons, though, he's pretty good. He actually does a really good job as Prime Minister Neville Chamberlain, and compared to other World War II genre movies, this film has a bit of a more favorable approach to him. He's definitely portrayed as a politician who just has a sincere desire to avoid bloodshed rather than a cowardly man who doesn't want to take on Germany. And he sort of approaches issues with a more pragmatic lens. I like that. The one performance I don't like is for Adolf Hitler. So the film, I understand where the film was going. Like the actor, you can clearly tell he's going for a more subdued approach rather than the stereotypical, like, sort of angry, yelling, bombastic approach that many actors take to the role. I get that. I can see where it was going, but I don't know. It fails to inspire the level of menace in certain scenes where they clearly expected you to feel terrified of him, and it just doesn't quite work. It just comes off more as the actor underacting the role per se. And I guess also another issue is cinematography. For the most part it's fine, but however there are some moments that feel really over-edited, and the film feels overly reliant on handheld camera work to give a sense of urgency. And so yeah, I feel like a bit yeah. And so I guess, and I will say this, there is one really good sequence involving these two friends, Hugh and Paul, and a friend of theirs while in Munich, where they sort of describe Hitler and his rise to power. And terrifyingly enough, if you, with a relatively minimal number of edits to that conversation, it would be terrifyingly reminiscent of Donald Trump's rise to power. Like, seriously, you will know the scene and you will feel really awkward. It feels like sort of Mad Libs in some ways in terms of how it could relate to the present. And so, with that in mind, with the film being interesting but uneven, with some performances coming out to be alright in the overall end, and a plot that doesn't really feel like it quite nails it until the latter half of the film. With all this in mind, I will be giving Munich Edge of War 3 out of 5 stars. Anyway, thank you for watching. Have a good rest of your day.